There you go. We got both feet in the shot. All right, so this is Vinny's first week wrap up. Thank you so much for doing the holding off with his food at home so I could do the existential feeding. It's been great. Look at that engagement. He is all about me now. So some people kind of cave because they don't like seeing their dog not eat, but when the dog's hungry, they'll eat. And it really, once they get over that hump of like, well, I better eat with this person, it just creates such good engagement. So we're a little behind with our establishing of markers because he didn't want to take food, but we definitely worked on things that I just didn't necessarily need food with. We did a little bit of leash pressure stuff and just kind of, I rewarded him with butt scratches and praise and things like that. So he enjoyed that. I want him to be food motivated, but he didn't just suffer for the first couple of days, other than maybe he was a little hungry. Okay, so the first week, it's never really anything super exciting. My goal is always to establish a good marker system. So what a marker is, it is a sound or a cue that marks a specific moment in time that you like something, and then you follow it with food or a reward. Until you establish what those sounds and cues mean, they don't mean anything. He hears them and he doesn't have a response. So every time I use a marker, it has to be followed with a reward. So then those become associated together. So the reason I use markers is because I want to reward the exact behavior that I want and not to accidentally reward a different behavior as I'm reaching to get the food for him. So it just kind of, takes away from disassociation and things like that. So what I'm doing right now is teaching him how to lure. So what a lure is, it's just my hands filled with food, treats. And I want him to follow my hand around, and that way I can kind of put him in position. And then when he goes into the behavior that I want, I am going to mark and then deliver the food. So a couple of different markers that I've been using. The first one is the clicker, and that is just a mechanical clicker. When he hears that, he can come to me and get his reinforcement. I use the clicker in the beginning a lot to shape behaviors. I like the consistency of the sound. There's no tone change if I really like something or if I'm kind of like, man, what about it? So it always means the same thing. And I kind of phase it out because it's a lot to juggle as far as teaching clients how to do it. So the two that I'm going to transfer over to you eventually are going to be the words good and okay. And right now they have mostly the same meaning. Good is going to be something that I use to create duration, and then okay is going to be our terminal marker. So I'm going to want him to, I'm going to put him in a behavior, command, whatever, and then I want him to remain in that command until I give him that terminal marker. So really the main difference right now between the two, for him at least, is that good equals I'm bringing the food to him, and okay means he can come out of behavior to meet my hand. So I want to establish those with him. So what I'll do is I will try to keep him in the shot because he's somewhat short. I will put him into a position, good, mark the moment, and then open my hand to deliver the treats. He dropped half of it, so he's got to eat it. So good. Okay. Good. Okay. And he can come out of behavior. Very good. The secret sauce to getting him to eat was I mixed half of his food in with some hot dogs, and they kind of marinate together. And so what he really wants is the hot dogs, but because he's only eating food with me, I don't want him to just be on a hot dog diet. That would be very smelly for you guys. So again, we're going to lure him into behavior. Good. Let's face this way so they can see a little bit. Good. Okay. Good job. And again, he's a little bit behind with this because he's just started taking food from me, so that's okay. I will keep working on it as we progress. And again, this doesn't seem very exciting, but having a good fundamental understanding of the markers is going to really help him learn how to do behaviors later. When I'm asking for him to be in behaviors for a long time, when he hears the word good, he knows that that means I'm coming to him, and okay means he can come to me. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm very aware of how my hands are delivering food. So if I keep my hand closed, that means that he can't have anything in my hand. And then when I open it, good, that means he can take food from me. So when I give him a couple of treats, okay, good job. He can come get those foods. So the reason that I do that, usually it's to kind of work with mouthiness, which he's not, which is fantastic. But it also helps to build neutrality in my movement of my arm. If he starts to understand that my hand is closed, that he can't come up to get anything because my hand is closed, that's going to help me teach him that regardless of what I'm doing, he's to stay in that behavior. That's right. So again, that's just another way to kind of build duration. When I'm asking for him to be in behavior, I want him responding to my cues, my markers, and commands, and not so much worried about what my body is doing. So I don't want to mark him with body, like for the terminal for okay. I say okay, and then I move, because I want him responding to okay and not me moving away.